this has sparked some controversy online because she is a rookie, averaging 35 minutes. She has had like knee surgeries. Playing her this hard as a rookie, her
Yeah.
first year, like it seems like a lot.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Graveyard Shift Sports, your midnight snack of sports talk.
We are here. We're back to help catch you up on everything that you missed, or maybe just explain it a little bit better than your boyfriend.
Yeah, or your girlfriend, coworker, whoever that special someone is in your life.
Whoever it is that's explaining it badly, we are here to help. We've got new episodes every Monday, so please subscribe or follow us, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Graveyard Shift Sports. And we'll help you be the next sports expert at brunch.
Boom, bam. Or
Yeah.
any special event that you're going to.
Any
we can
event,
have
really.
you ready with all of the sports information.
Yeah, so here's what's on the menu for this week. Football's coming back. Training camps have kicked off, and there's some contract drama apparently.
Mhm.
So we'll get into that. Also, banana ball, pretty wild. We're going to talk about it. Boo Carter is MIA, and we just have a lot of questions and maybe some answers. So
A lot of drama surrounding that situation there. So that'll be something to pay attention to.
A legend is retiring. Any notes on that, Josh, before we get into it?
We'll get into it. Honey Badger,
we'll get into it.
Crazy.
F1 is back after a whole 2 weeks. How did you live a whole 2 weeks without it?
I don't know how I made it through.
I don't know either. You were very excited today, though, so I will say that. And we've got some, I wrote it as WNBA Outages. Makes it sound like it's a Wi-Fi that's down, but
yeah, is the Wi-Fi down or no?
There's some players that are out that I thought would be interesting to talk about. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say, just a quick little note that I took my second golf lesson yesterday, and we worked on chipping, and I would like to challenge you to a duel.
Or we just
no. No, I think we should have a little competition. I want to see if I actually I did pretty well, but I did pretty well. So I want to see if I can how I stack up against you. And
we can put the skills to the test.
Put the skills to the test, and we'll see how far am I from actually being on your level.
I'll tell you what.
So keep an eye out for that. I want to record it and post it.
My short game is terrible, so you might just be there.
My long game is we should do scrambles. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Scrambles. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Maybe I'll beat Josh. Maybe I won't. Sure. We will see.
Maybe.
But you know what? I can't stop thinking about the biscuit that we just ate, and I wish that we had gotten another one.
Biscuit slapped. So
really
there was a happy accident. Two of our best friends, they live on the other side of the country, and they were in town for a wedding this weekend. But they missed their flight this morning at 6 a.m. So
I'm so thankful that they missed their flight.
Yeah, that meant we got to see them for first time in almost 8 months.
7 months, 8 months.
Yeah. Think about it. January 1st is the last time I saw them. So.
Oh my gosh, it's July 27th.
Yeah, time flies, man, when you're having fun.
I wouldn't say we're having fun.
Yeah.
Working.
Time flies when you work
being
that
an adult.
9 to 5. Yeah. Paying bills, baby.
Yeah. So that was fun, and I want another biscuit.
Yeah. Good biscuits, man. You know, honestly, I feel like we don't give enough love to biscuits. Just feel like
we don't, and we should.
Yeah, we should highlight that more.
Just as a society, I feel like we need to talk about biscuits more.
Would you say that croissant is kind of like a European version of a biscuit then? It's a foreign biscuit?
I mean, they're both like breakfast carbs, you know? But no.
All over there, their biscuits are like cookies that you dip in your coffee.
Well, that's different. Yeah. Their biscuits are literally cookies. Like a sugar cookie is a biscuit.
So do they have actual biscuits? Like our type of biscuits?
They do. What are they called? They're called something else.
Muffin?
biscuit in England. No, but then what is a British biscuit? What is? I thought that there was.
I mean, they gotta have something over there. Well, maybe not because, like it's a very, depending on how you make the biscuit, it's a very buttery filled thing. So maybe that's not something they're into over there. Thinking face you got going on right here.
I'm trying to go through the light. I thought that they had something that was maybe I don't know. Sound off in the comments. Do they
Yeah.
have biscuits and like American biscuits? Do they have something like that in England,
Need to do recon.
Europe?
Biscuits and gravy. Does that exist over there?
Well, that is one of the things that
They got
AI says there isn't a direct equivalent or common term for the American dish, biscuits and gravy.
interesting. But like I know
Oh, wait. This says,
Ireland
well, what?
Ireland for sure has gravy. Because their whole
Yeah.
thing is like hearty breakfast.
Yeah. This says, while British people might understand the concept of biscuits as something similar to scones and gravy as a meat-based sauce. Ew.
I don't like the way that
I
that,
don't like that.
that reads.
The combination of fluffy, unsweetened biscuits smothered in a creamy sausage-based gravy is not a traditional British dish.
They're really missing out.
Now I think we need to go and
Do
do
some
some
recon.
research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Anyway,
don't have biscuits and gravy, but they got spuds and tuna.
they have beans on toast,
Listen,
right?
I don't
Isn't
know
that
how.
something they eat there?
Yes, yeah, baked beans. They put baked beans on a lot of
Listen,
things.
I love baked beans as much as the next gal, but for breakfast, maybe, maybe we need to do it. Give it a shot.
I'll let you try it. Yeah,
Don't take a try it type of
you let
thing.
me know how it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're a little bit
Anyway,
off track here.
just a little bit off topic. You know what we need? We need to get transition music like they have in like Hannah Montana. Like ooh,
Oh, whoa,
whoa, yeah, yeah,
whoa!
yeah.
Just a cappella.
Transition us to the next
Yeah, we don't need the computer to do it. We can do it ourselves.
because we've got beautiful voices. Anyway, back on track. I think we need to officially start a countdown to football time in Tennessee. We only have 27 days until
It's not
football
long.
time in Tennessee.
Not long.
It's like 27 days until college football starts and like 39 or something until NFL starts, I think, right? Something like that. So we're less than a month away, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Almost.
Yeah. And Josh, you were so excited about it that you
I
what
did.
did you do?
Yes. So I went on good old Chat GPT and I said, "Hey AI, give me a rundown of all the Tennessee games this next year and what they think that the record will be." So it scoured the internet and it came back and said we'll be 8-4. And then I was like, well, I don't like this answer.
Not good
So
enough.
not good enough. So I said, give me the same result, but make it biased towards Tennessee. So there might have been a little bit of bias in this, but
You literally told it to be biased.
all I'm saying is that AI has us winning the SEC championship
Of
this
course
year
it does.
against Texas. So, I mean,
Against Texas.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, because obviously we beat both Georgia and Alabama during the season. So,
Obviously.
yeah,
Obviously.
and
Were we
Florida.
undefeated?
No, we had one loss. I can't remember who the loss was against.
Hmm.
Maybe it was Alabama. I think we lost to Alabama by 1 point or something like that. Yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, so we go on to win the SEC championship. So
There you have it.
pretty exciting stuff.
This is our year.
Yep.
This is our year.
Joey Aguilar is going to lead us to the promised land with a
Yes.
national championship.
I could see it.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would
Dude's a
be a
guy.
pretty good like story with everything that's happened
Yeah. Listen, he's a
in the off season.
gunslinger. He can throw the deep ball accurately from what I've seen from his App State highlights. It's just you got some interceptions in there. But that's
Yeah.
where
Don't we all?
that's where our wide receivers need to be on the ball, just dunk it on people. I want
Duncan?
them. Yeah, I want them to Randy Moss every catch.
I don't know what that means.
I'll show you a YouTube video after this. Everybody should go look at this if they haven't seen it. It's called Getting Mossed, and it's where like you've got the corner in front of you, and Randy Moss was really good at like going over top of them and catching and making insane catches.
Okay.
Getting mossed.
It's fun.
Speaking of getting mossed, we'll go ahead and cover this. Traylon Burks for the Tennessee Titans tried to do a moss move the other day with a single hand catch in training camp. He broke his collarbone. So
Oh my
that
gosh.
that is an unsuccessful moss
Unsuccessful
attempt.
moss.
Um,
You
I
didn't even
have
intro this segment, Josh.
I know. I apologize. I
You
just
got
had
too
to.
excited. Here, okay, we're okay. Obviously, we're moving along into our midnight snack segment. So here is all the important sports news you missed. And the first one, Josh jumped the gun. Traylon Burks broke his collarbone.
You did. So I have feelings towards this because for for those that don't pay attention to the Titans, which is the vast majority of the country.
Which is almost everybody.
Okay. So Traylon Burks is best known as the guy that we drafted after trading away AJ Brown. I would say arguably one of the worst draft moves in NFL history. You know, like I think if you look at the 2019 to 2023 Titans, I think in a row we had a lot of consecutive horrible drafts with what we did. Um, but yeah, trading away AJ Brown and drafting Traylon Burks to be his replacement because they're like, oh yeah, they look the exact same. They can do the same things. And then it comes out first training camp, he has asthma, so he's not able to do a
Yes.
lot of the practices. And then he proceeds to like have some pretty lackluster seasons. And this year is going to be like a make it or break it type season for him. Does he get another contract? How does that all work? And he broke his collarbone. So that is it's tough. Yeah. That's I will say though, I've seen some highlight videos of Cam Ward this week.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. We're winning super. This is going to be a great year. You know, you got the Tennessee Vols who are winning the national championship, and then on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, the Titans are winning the Super Bowl. That's crazy. We
Obviously.
were bottom of the AFC South last year. This year, top of the NFL.
I'm sure, in your little fairy tale world, that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about here, like in reality with the rest of us.
Oh, what's
I don't know
happening?
what's going to happen there, but in your little fairy tale
This is
world,
this is our year.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, um, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
True. True.
That was a shock.
That was a shock. It kind of because he was on. So he went on Pat McAfee's show, probably like a month and a half ago at this point,
Oh
and he
yeah?
seemed fine then. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
was energetic. I'll say this on Hulk Hogan. A lot of mixed feelings out there about the guy. I think he said some very unsavory things in his past, but I think towards the end tried to correct a lot of those and do right by it. Um, and at the end of the day, the WWE would not be where it is today without Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant back in the day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, dude was an icon. Love him or hate him, he was an icon for the sport. So,
Yeah.
RIP Hulk Hogan.
And Ozzy Osbourne. Not really
And
sports
Oz,
related, but
yeah,
that was sad.
kind of expected that one a little bit
Yeah.
more.
I
He
mean,
did that.
yeah, but it's still tough. Did you were gonna say the concert that he did,
Yeah, that,
what,
that
like a
was
month
pretty.
ago or so? Like 2 months ago, something like
That
that?
was like
It was
2 weeks
recent.
ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Missed that. Why did I think it
No,
was
that
so?
that was like his last time performing, and he
Yeah.
couldn't stand up on the stage, so he was
Yeah.
sitting down for the whole thing. But like
Yeah.
watching it, he still gave it everything he had.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sweet. So RIP to a couple legends in their own
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get into back to the NFL here. Took a little deviation there to talk about Hulk Hogan, rightfully so. We have a couple things on the palette here for the NFL. First off, training camp has officially begun for every team in the NFL. I think it was staggered. I think the majority, like 26 teams, started on Wednesday, and then there was like four stragglers that started on Thursday. But everybody is back in camp now. However, that does not mean that all players are in camp. We have a couple no-shows throughout. So we'll start here. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry for the Washington Commanders,
What did you
has
say?
Terry McLaurin.
Okay, I didn't.
That's his
That's his
that's
nickname?
that's
That's
his
fun.
nickname. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
he's kind of like a veteran on the team at this point, probably the oldest guy on the team, especially at like a skill position like wide receiver. So he brings a lot of leadership to the locker room. He outperformed his contract last year, and he is looking to get paid a new contract. However, that has not occurred. So he missed the first 4 days of training camp, but he ultimately showed up, I believe, Saturday for training camp. But he was immediately placed on the unable to perform pup list. So he's got some ankle issues. But as far as contract reports go, it does sound like, from what Dan Quinn, the head coach, was saying, they have positive conversations there. So hopefully that'll be resolved here soon, and the ankle issue isn't anything crazy.
Okay.
Moving forward, let's go to the Bengals. Now, we have talked about this a lot. However, nothing's happened since we last talked about it. Shamar Stewart still hasn't signed his contract. I did some more research on this. There are 16 other NFL teams that have added that text to the contract.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not something new in the NFL. It's new for the Bengals, but not new for the NFL.
Okay.
So with that being said, I feel like at this point, except you're gonna have to sign the contract,
Yeah.
like you just got to eat it. Um,
Huh.
so that situation is still ongoing, and then another situation that's still ongoing. Trey Hendrickson still not signed to a new contract. He went as far to post a picture of himself in Florida the other day after training camp had started, showing that he was not even in the same state.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
making a statement there of he's not going to play until he gets paid.
Huh.
And I will note it is $50,000 a day fine for not showing up to training camp. So 4 days, $200,000 already.
Huh.
Pretty
I
steep
mean,
cons. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like what in the grand scheme of things, what's 200,000 if he gets
yeah.
paid 40 million a year at the end of this? So
So that's what he's trying to get to. That's like the point of him not going to training camp is to
he wants a new contract. Yeah.
blank.
Yeah. Get a
Okay.
new contract because the last 2 years he has been sack leader in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he kept, like, last year they told him, hey, you did phenomenal this past year. You earned it again this next year. We'll take care of you next season. And we're at that
Oh,
point,
right, right, right,
and they're
right.
not paying him. But you got TJ Watt, who just signed a $123 million a year deal for 3 years,
Uh-huh.
so $41 million a year. You've got Myles Garrett, who signed 40. You've
Yeah.
got Max Crosby, who signed a $37 million a year contract. Like, the guys that are all in the same
Yeah.
position as him getting paid. So he's
Yeah.
just he's like, you know what? Just pay me what I'm worth. Um,
Yeah.
so with that being
Hmm.
said, the owner of the Bengals and Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, made some interesting comments this past
Oh
week in
no.
press conferences. Um, basically, I mean, both of their interviews went on for a decent amount of time because they were press conferences, but basically what they were getting at was like, hey, if this guy gets arrested, do I have to pay him? You know, like why do I? What if he goes and does something unsavory and now he can't play, but I got to pay him? What's the point in that? And so, in a time of where players are kind of getting a little bit more say so, you've got these older owners that are very much like, nah, that's not how it's going to work. So we'll see how that works out. But from the way that sounded, I don't know that there's a lot of hope for Trey Hendrickson to get a new contract with the Bengals because
Yeah.
I just don't think they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
Where did that even come from? If they get arrested, do I have to pay them? Why? What was the question that made they both said that? You said both coaches
Yeah,
said something like that?
yeah. It kind of seems like Jerry Jones and the Bengals owner just called each other and were going on a rant about stuff because um, there's I think Micah for the Cowboys is up for a new contract, and Jerry
Uh,
Jones doesn't want to pay him. But Jerry Jones claims that he's like this phenomenal negotiator and everything.
yeah,
But
we've talked
so
about
far,
this
yeah,
before.
he just ends up paying everybody the top dollar in the market for their position.
Yeah.
So, two more things on NFL news here. One, Honey Badger retires, Tyrann Mathieu. So he is retiring from the NFL, RIP. Um, if you need to know who he was, go look at his highlight film from LSU. There was, potentially some weed involved that got him kicked off the team, and then he ultimately later made it in the NFL and went on to win a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. But dude was insane when he was at LSU.
Why is his
So,
why Honey Badger? I
'cause
don't think I've ever like
Honey Badger don't care.
okay, yep. Yes. I remember this.
Yeah, when that video came out,
Yeah.
Hon- this guy, Tyrann
First of all,
Mathieu,
if you haven't seen that video, you're too young.
yeah,
Go watch it right now.
yeah,
I don't even know
you
what you need. Just Honey Badger video probably will find it for you.
probably for sure, or Honey Badger don't care. One of
Honey
those.
Badger don't care.
Yeah,
Um,
great video.
anyway,
I
that just took me
honestly
back.
pretty informative. I learned a lot about honey badgers.
I didn't even know that a honey badger was like a real animal.
You know what's a
Like, I don't
crazy?
know. It just doesn't sound like a real name for an animal. You know what I mean?
You know what's an animal that doesn't feel like it's supposed to be real? A water buffalo.
A water buffalo, a
How's a
platypus.
manatee?
Dude,
It's like a sea cow.
dude, what?
Yeah.
We could go on and on.
Tune in next week for where we go deep dive into the oceans and different animals.
Animals that shouldn't exist.
Yeah. We'll start saltwater and then we'll move to freshwater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll put it into sections.
All right.
Anyway,
Final
where were
thing
we?
final thing on
On
the
football?
NFL. Not all football because we still got to go into college
Oh,
football,
true. You're right.
but
Yeah, you're right.
a lot of drama surrounding the NFLPA right now. Basically, a full investigation has now been launched into it, but it came out last weekend, I believe, that the NFLPA head honchos had been misusing funds to the
Yeah.
extent that they were going to a adult club, um, and then getting Uber rides home at 6 a.m. and those Uber rides somehow cost $850. So, um, there is now an investigation into this. I think what's notable is that the guy that was over the NFLPA that has, been accused of doing this was also coming from a company where they had one of the largest fraud investigations, and he was like the CFO of that company. So it kind of feels like a
Maybe it was a
continuation.
questionable choice from the start,
Yeah,
but
a
that's none
little
of my
bit,
business.
little bit questionable. If you would like a full deep dive into it, Pat McAfee does a really good job of covering the NFLPA and what's currently occurring. So I would recommend you go and listen to that part if you have not heard it. But yeah, so it sounds like executives for NFLPA were getting shoulder rubs at Tootsies or something, you know? So do with that what
They're
you
just
will.
having business meetings.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
there's a
tax write off.
there's a
Yeah,
conference room in the back.
yeah,
They were
absolutely.
just getting the projector up there,
They had a
pulling
lot to
up
talk
some
about too, being there until 6 a.m.
spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard work.
And food's really good there, supposedly. So
I'm sure it is.
they just wanted some chicken wings.
They wanted something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So that is some interesting information that is going on.
wild, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Now let's change topics here. You want to talk about banana ball?
yeah, well, okay. So later on in our sports question mark segment, we are going to explain the rules of banana ball because it's fun and I want to talk more about it. Um, but we watched a game yesterday and they did an eating contest literally during the game. Like they
That
were
was
out and on the field while the game was playing. And they had Joey Chestnut, which we've talked about recently. He is
notable goats.
the best competitive eater, ever. And so it was literally him versus two grown men together, like two men together on the same
Big
team.
dudes.
But yes. Him versus two guys, and he still won by like what was it? It was like he ate like 14 and then
Oh,
they
it
only ate
wasn't.
like 7 or something. Like he
Yeah.
doubled theirs.
I think they ended at 8 and he was at 14. Like he nearly
Yeah.
doubled. Yeah.
Something like that.
It was
And
crazy.
they weren't eating hot dogs, they were eating, what do they call them? banana
Like
dogs or something.
banana dogs, yeah.
Banana dogs. It was literally it was like a hot fudge. It was like it looked like a hot fudge sundae. So it was a banana with whipped cream and strawberries and then some sort of like pastry bun.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a shortcake type deal at the
Yeah.
bottom slash French toast. It looked thick.
Yeah.
Like it looked like
Yeah.
a hearty bun to be taken down.
And then he goes up afterwards and like is talking to the like host guys who were,
Yeah,
commentating. And he eats another one. Like he's like
yeah.
he 14 wasn't enough. He needs to keep eating. Like
He was like, dude, these are great. Like they just taste
they're
awesome
so
and like
good.
having a good time with it. It's like, how are you
How do you how do
how do
you
you do it? It's a black hole of the stomach.
So anyway, banana ball is a very fun time.
Yeah. Well, as Missy,
And the rules are different than baseball, so we're gonna talk about them
true,
later in the
true
episode.
that.
So
All right. You want to get into this college football drama?
that's all you.
All right.
You go.
So, all right. We have a few things developing on the college football side. I'm going to
Yeah.
start by talking about Trump signing an executive order this past week and basically trying to prevent college athletes from becoming
Yeah.
professionals and preserve college sports. Um, I'm curious how it'll all work because from what I understand, it was basically a reiteration of what they're trying to establish with the college football world where every like deal needs to be approved and it has to be like they can't sell or pay somebody 3 million bucks to do two Instagram posts essentially. Like it needs to be a fair contract if you're going to pay a player. And what they're trying to target with this regulation is essentially all of your booster committees that are just pulling funds in a collective and then paying out for pretty much doing nothing. We're just going to pay you to come play. So it'll be interesting to track because one take that I've taken or heard on it is how can one company say that a deal isn't right, like that it's more than the fair market value. If you can get a company to pay you a certain amount for something, then that is now what you're worth, is what they are willing to pay. So how does that hold up in court if you're like, that's actually not a fair payment, but the company is willing to pay it?
Yeah. So article on ESPN says the order sets out specific guidelines for preserving athletic scholarships based on an athletic department's annual revenue. It also declares that schools should not permit athletes to accept third party pay for payments.
Yeah. So that's where they're targeting the collectives.
How is this preserving college sports and keeping them from going pro?
I think because they're trying to move away from the collectives just handing out bags of cash for you to come play for their team for 1 year and then you transfer and go to another team. So I think they're trying to get it to a point where it goes like, but that's the thing, like with all of this, I don't know that you can. Like I don't know how
Yeah,
you enforce any of it because really the ball got dropped whenever they first started it because the NCAA went from being like, no, 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 you can't get paid as college athletes. Absolutely not.
to just having
Then,
no
yeah, it's
rules,
just
it felt
made it
like.
no rules, wild, wild west. Everybody's getting different types of contracts. People are jumping after 1 year, not even 1 year. Last year,
Not
we had a
even one
guy
year.
like New Mexico State or something like that. Their quarterback played 3 games, won three in a row, and then was like, I want more money. So he quit the team so that he could transfer. Like it's ridiculous as a college football fan. So this I mean we've kind of talked about it before. You just want the players to care about the program as much as the fans care about the program. And you really want them to buy into it and not just look at it
Yeah,
like, oh, I could go make 1 million more. Like I get if you're probably not going to go to the NFL and you could make a couple $100,000 in college, get your bag. That'll set you up crazy. But for your top guys that they're going to go to the NFL and they're going to end up making way more in the NFL than they are in college, why jump teams multiple times, you know? just to get like
Yeah.
small incremental thing.
This also says that the order also calls blah 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 to clarify college athletes' employment status in a way that will maximize the educational benefits and opportunities for all athletes. So, whatever that means.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It sounds like, I
So,
don't know. I guess more to come on that and more
yeah,
clarification to come on that.
we'll just have to keep watching
Yeah.
how it develops. So,
Yeah.
this is where make sure you like, subscribe, comment, so that you can stay up
Yeah.
to date with this information as well.
Yep. We'll keep
Oh,
talking about it. This is a new thing. I mean, this just came out 3 days ago, so I don't think
yeah, we got to wait for that to
there's a
develop.
lot to know.
Um, with college football, let's get into Tennessee specific now. Boo Carter is missing. Um, and by missing, what I mean by that is that he is not at Tennessee doing any of the summer program
Yeah.
stuff right now. He is just gone.
Completely MIA.
I think he was seen in California like earlier this week, so he's not even on the same side of the country. Um, and so, if you're reading the tea leaves of what is currently occurring, basically what happened, it's not it's not NIL related. Coming off of an NIL conversation that we just had, this one is not NIL related. It sounds as though um, there was like Boo Carter was showing up late to meetings or just wasn't showing up at all for certain things. And so other guys on the team went and confronted him about it and said, yo, dude, like, come on, get this right. And then there was an altercation that occurred. And since that happened back in like mid July, he just left the team, hasn't been there. So he is gone. Um, and it sounds like there's a chance that if he does leave, he'll end up at Colorado with Deion Sanders because what Boo Carter
Interesting.
is wanting to do is play both ways on the ball, which there's this one guy, Travis Hunter, who just did that from
Mm-hmm.
Colorado pretty
Mm-hmm.
successfully.
Yeah.
Also, the head coach, two-way player, also head coach Colorado. So if you're reading the tea
Yeah.
leaves, that might be where he ends up. But um, that to say, this will be huge for college football if that's how this ends up playing out, is that Boo Carter leaves and goes to Colorado, because that essentially makes the transfer portal worthless. Because as of right now, the spring transfer portal is closed. Winter transfer portal, obviously not winter anymore. It is 200,000 degrees outside.
So
So,
how is he? So he's going to change. I don't understand. I thought you had to go through the transfer portal, but you don't?
we'll see how it plays out. I mean, so Boo Carter got a new representative, and there is no conversation happening between the new agent, and Tennessee at this point. And from what the old agent said, he said he found out from an Instagram post that he wasn't representing Boo Carter anymore. So it's feeling pretty messy, and I
I'm so
guess
confused.
we'll see how it plays out. But if Boo Carter ends up actually not going to Tennessee in the fall and somehow ends up at Colorado for this, um, it'll change the landscape of college football.
I don't understand. Okay. I guess that's the point, is that it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. No. Like at this point in the game, you should be preparing for fall football, which
Yeah.
every other team is doing. But somehow, some way, NIL just continues to dump on Tennessee. Feels like so.
I
As a
feel like
fan, that's
well,
what it
I
feels
feel like
like.
other fans probably feel like that too. But
Yeah, no, that's fair.
it's
Um,
it's a mess.
so that is something that we will also be paying attention to and keeping you updated on, because
Yeah.
two-way player, that he is an offensive and defensive player that we will be missing on the team if he leaves.
Uh-huh.
Starter at both sides. So,
Well, go balls. That's all I have to say to that.
woo.
Uh,
All right, final midnight snack of the day. Or the week, day, week,
Wait, both?
both?
I mean,
Question mark.
time is
This
all
one,
relative.
this one did happen. Whoa, we can get real deep with that kind of conversation. Um, Yeah, so this one did actually happen today. F1 is back. Really, I guess you could say it happened all weekend because it's a kind of like a 4-day ordeal.
I
Um,
just can't get over you saying F1 is back. It's been
so
2 weeks.
that 2 week stretch felt like a long time,
It's
all right?
not like it's a okay.
I got into
You're right.
NASCAR for a little bit. Dale Earnhardt series on
You were
Prime.
so desperate for
Solid.
some racing.
Yeah.
You watch NASCAR.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was actually a pretty good docu-series. If anybody is even remotely interested in racing, go watch the Dale Earnhardt series on Prime because it was very well done, I thought.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, F1 is back.
anyway, F1 is back. We had a sprint weekend this weekend. And so we can kind of go into that really quick. Basically, there's a few of these on the schedule throughout the year. What happens is instead of having 3 free practice sessions and then a qualifying session and then a full race, they split it up a little bit. So there was 1 free practice session, then you had sprint qualifier, sprint race, and then you had regular qualifying for the regular race, regular race. So with the sprint race, it's essentially the setup is the exact same as a regular race, but it's only like 14, 15 laps. And then you have your regular race on Sunday. The big
Maybe next
notable,
week we talk about that and like
yeah,
our sports
we can do
segment.
that. Sports.
Sports?
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, guys, like, subscribe,
It's a lot more
comment.
complicated than I thought.
We'll give you that
I didn't
update
realize
next
that there
week.
were like different types of races and different lengths of races. So it's like you just get in the car and you go fast. But it's
So,
not that simple.
I mean, it kind of is, like it's just depending on how many laps there are. You
Anyway,
gotta go faster than the other dude. Um, yeah. So notable things from this weekend with the sprint race. One, McLaren still dominant. They won to the actual race. It's really just a race between Piastri and Norris at the front of the pack every week. Leclerc finished out the podium in the regular race. But the big notable person to talk about this weekend was Lewis Hamilton. So Ferrari as a whole had a major upgrade with their suspension coming into Spa, which is where the race was at this past week. The question was going to be, is that going to be what makes the difference? Well, in qualifying for the sprint race, Hamilton spun out on the last turn, which ended his lap. He got bounced. He was in 16th place. So he exited and the first part of qualifiers for the sprint. Pretty tough. Um, After that, he was in qualifier again for the regular race and sets a time that would have put him in 7th, progressed him to the second section of qualifiers. However, on this one uphill chicane, essentially, he
one
had
what?
all chicane. It's like where you go one way and then another way.
Okay.
Yeah. He had all 4 wheels over the white line. They threw out his time. He
That's a
was
no-no.
16th place. So, yeah, he started the race today, I believe, from the pits is where he actually started up because he got a new power unit.
What does
With
that mean?
that being said,
Power
Lewis,
unit?
yeah, your engine. They call it a
Okay.
power. Yeah, it's called a power unit in
It
the
felt like
F1.
you were just speaking like Teen Titans or something. Like, I don't know. It
No.
didn't feel like it was a real thing. Okay.
Solid show, by the way. Good reference.
Not Teen Titans Go. Teen
No,
Titans is a solid show.
very clear difference.
Very
It
different.
is nowhere even close to
Very
the same thing.
different.
What was I saying? Oh, but yeah.
I don't
So
remember.
Lewis Hamilton
Okay.
started from the pits today, and he ended up 7th, which is crazy.
So he basically started last, which is what, 16th? How many of it? 16th? And
Yeah,
he ended up seven. Oh, okay, so like 20th.
yeah.
And then he ended up 7th.
I think
That's pretty impressive.
his technical starting position was like 18th because he moved up 11 positions throughout the race today. So
Okay.
it was a combination. So it was a wet track
Yeah.
whenever they first started. And then, from there, it's a lot of strategy of when do you want to come off of the intermediate tires, which are used for wet weather, and go on
Mm-hmm.
to something like a medium or a hard to try and last you the rest of the race. Hamilton was one of the first people to come in and get changed over, and ultimately that paid huge dividends, moved him right up the grouping. Before he did that, though, he was making some awesome passes in the front part of the
Yeah.
race.
Huh.
Um, but yeah, so he was basically he moved from 18th to 7th pretty quickly, and then that's pretty much where it's at. So,
That's crazy.
but yeah, no, he was driver of the day today, and I think that's
Yeah.
deserved, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Like definition of don't give up right there.
yeah, no, I mean,
That's crazy.
he said yesterday in an interview, like, this is a weekend to forget because of how crappy things have gone with qualifying sessions
Yeah.
and everything.
I
But
don't think so after that performance.
no, pretty good,
That's good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And it shows that Ferrari is kind of moving in the right direction, especially with their strategy, because this is the first time that I can say something positive about Ferrari's strategy.
Mhm.
So usually they do the opposite and screw them. So
Ouch.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Those were our midnight snacks. Anything else to say on
I
men's sports?
feel like we
No?
covered a lot there.
No.
There was
You said no.
a lot happened this week.
Very
So
definitive. Yeah, that was a lot. Okay, so without further ado, we will move on to our girl dinner. This is our women's sports news segment. Really just the big things that stood out to me were some players being out for the WNBA, so we'll talk about that. So first and foremost, Caitlin Clark is still out. And they are unsure when she'll be back. So I guess they're doing a lot of testing on her. And they haven't really given any sort of a timeline. It sounds like they are prioritizing her long term health and well being, which is good. Like, that's what I, as a fan, would prefer.
yep.
You know, she's had a tough season. Last week we went through her this season, like her whole injury timeline. So go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. But she's been through a lot. Um, I thought it was all the same injury, but it's started out with her left leg, I think, and has moved over to her right leg. So she's struggling out there.
Yeah, that's tough.
Um, but well, if you can even say a positive that has come from that, um, Sophie Cunningham has really stepped up her game in Caitlin's absence. She is balling out. So she's averaging, well, she had 15 points in both of the last two games. So she's stepping up. She's playing 30 something minutes, getting
Go,
15,
Sophie.
yeah, 10 plus points in the past few games when I was looking at her stats. So she is stepping up in her absence.
Frick yep, Sophie.
Frick, yeah,
Frick yep, man.
that's all there is to say, really. Frick, yeah.
But I will say this. I mean, if they can win the Fever without Caitlin on the court,
Yeah.
if you can still make it to the playoffs and then have her come back at that point in time healthy, like that's the
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the season, I think they were favored to go pretty far.
Yeah.
And it seemed kind of questionable at the beginning when Caitlin started sitting out, but I think they're starting to show that they can still. I mean, they're a solid team.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
let's watch and find out.
Sure. Yeah.
Other news that kind of shocked me. I saw this today. I didn't even realize this was a thing, but Paige Bueckers is sitting out for their game. I think it's today. Yeah, against the Aces. And they said just for rest. So, um, I guess she's expected. It sounds like she's expected to play in the next game. It's just they're sitting out for this one game to rest. But then I was like, that's kind of crazy. But I looked in more into it, and she averages 35 minutes as a rookie who, I've seen that this has sparked some controversy online because she, as a rookie, averaging 35 minutes, she has had like knee surgeries. Like so I don't know, playing her this hard as a rookie, her
Yeah.
first year, like I don't know, it seems like a lot. So it sounds like it's good that she's resting.
I will say,
Hopefully,
if
that's how
you
I'm trying to
are
think of it.
the number one overall draft pick, it means you're probably going to a team that is not great. So
Absolutely. Well,
they're
yeah.
probably,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
doy. But
The
no,
we?
the doy. But I,
What?
I don't know.
Frick,
But
yep, doy.
pretty good lines, you know.
Anyway, you're
Again,
killing it today,
who needs
Joshua.
a soundboard when you can do it all yourself, you know? Oh man. Um,
What were you saying?
yeah, so I mean the team probably sucks, which is why I just haven't played so many minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So she's getting some rest. And one thing that we probably shouldn't, I missed the ball. I dropped the ball. Haha. Last week. I probably should have mentioned that her and Ozzy Fudd seem to have confirmed their relationship. It was kind of like, people like knew, but it wasn't, I guess they had never really addressed it, but I
Wasn't
mean,
wasn't Instagram official yet?
I don't even know about that. I saw Paige do an interview where they were like, "How well do you know your D1 girlfriend?" And so she was, so,
Yeah. So would you say this is a hard launch or a soft launch?
you know, honestly, well, neither. Like, you know what I mean? Because they
Medium
didn't
launch?
like post a picture,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I guess they've had a couple of soft launches. Like it's been progressing.
We should do some research. Did they make this Facebook official? Have they changed their relationship status yet?
Joshua, they are 22 years old or something. I don't even know if they have Facebook. Like,
Listen, but how are they going to shop for things on
how
Marketplace?
are they gonna get, how are they gonna buy used golf clubs if they don't
Ah,
have Facebook?
the outrage.
I don't think outrage. I don't think they have Facebook, Josh.
And
Um,
we don't know,
they
you know.
might.
Maybe,
They're
maybe that's how it started. They were poking each other on Facebook, the original way to flirt.
poking, poking each other on Facebook. Is that still a thing that you can do?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why don't you poke me?
I don't know the last time I posted an update on Facebook.
I think I do just because my Instagram and my Facebook are linked. And so when I post on my Instagram, it posts to my face. Because every now and then I'll log on to Facebook and it'll be like, you've had this many interactions with your post. I'm like, what post?
What
But it's
post?
because I posted a picture from Kate's wedding and it posted to Facebook too. And that's how I keep in touch with my family members who live 12 hours away.
I respect it.
Anyway, yeah, Paige and Ozzy, official.
Yes.
You know what? I is like TikTok official the equivalent to like Facebook official?
Good
Like if they're
question.
posting each other on, well, I guess,
LinkedIn
but it's
official.
different. You're not real until you've posted each other on your LinkedIn. That's the that's the bar.
Got to show it to the business world, not just your friends, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, moving along.
Uh,
Happy for them. They're cute. On to our, oh God, are you okay?
Yikes.
I'm so sorry. I just moved the camera. On to our sports question mark segment. So this is our segment where we take something that's going on in sports and we kind of do a deeper dive on it for the newer fans so we can all learn something. And so I thought it would be fun to go over the rules of banana ball because it's baseball, but not. Like it's baseball, but for like people who don't want to sit through a baseball game. That's exactly what it is. So very, same basic principles of baseball, but there are 11 rules that I'll go over that make it different. And so these are according to Wikipedia. So check out Banana
Trust,
Ball Wikipedia.
trusted
I looked it
source.
up. I did some cross referencing and it lines up. This just goes into more detail here on Wikipedia, so I thought that would be better to go through. So the first one is the games are won by points instead of runs. Let me move my thing so I can actually see it. The games are won by points instead of runs. And so the team that scores the most runs in an inning gets a point, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're up by 4 runs, like you don't have 4 more points than them until the last inning, which we'll get into. You just are winning that inning and then you'll get 1 point at the end. But in the final inning, every run does count as a point. So the final inning also may be earlier than the ninth inning because there's a time limit, which this is the thing. Baseball games can last a really long time, but there is a 2-hour time limit. So an inning cannot start if it's over what is it? An hour and 50 minutes. So if more than an hour and 50 minutes have elapsed, a new inning cannot start. But if there's an inning, so say you're at 148 and you start an inning, that inning has to finish. Like that'll be the end of the game once that inning is finished.
Got it.
So, yes. Yes, oh, where was I? So that was the second rule. There's a 2-hour time limit. Batters cannot step out of the batter's box in addition at all. So I guess that kind of makes it go faster.
When you're at the plate, you're at the plate.
You're up there, you're going. Yeah, yeah. 4, you can't bunt. If you bunt, you will be ejected from the game. Yeah. This one was interesting. Batters can attempt to steal first base at any point during their at bat.
That's
crazy.
That's a crazy thing. Yeah.
Yeah. 6, walks are replaced by ball force sprints. So after, you get 4 balls, typically you'd be walked. But after 4 balls, you're allowed to advance as far around the bases as you can, while the ball has to be sequentially thrown to all of the fielders other than the pitcher, starting with the catcher, it says. So they just play a game of catch across the field and you have to run as much as you can.
That's why, because we did see that in the game last night where
I was very confused.
They were able to score a run because they had a guy on second, and then the guy that got walked made it to second. That was...
Yeah. Interesting. No mound visits are allowed, so like the coach can't go and like talk to the pitcher on the mound. It's number 7. So number 8, foul balls caught by fans are counted as outs.
Huh.
Yeah. This is a long one. 9, ties are broken by a showdown tiebreaker. So each team's wait.
Is that like a dance off?
This is a lot of words. Hold on.
You can do it.
I'm trying to like make sense of it in my brain before I say it out loud, but maybe I just read it straight out. So I'm just gonna read it and maybe we can. Okay, ties are broken by a showdown tiebreaker, an abbreviated extra innings format. Each team's half inning during the showdown ends with any out or with any run scored by the batter. This is too much. This is too many words. Hold on.
So what you're saying is it's not a dance off. In my head, it's because they do random dances at times. Like that is something that happens.
It is something that happens. Showdown. Okay, here's a more concise explanation. So if the game is tied at the end of a 2-hour time limit, the game will go into a showdown tiebreaker. In each showdown, the hitter must score. If they score, it's worth 1 point. If they get out, it's worth no points, and it's called a showdown shutdown. So there's 3 rounds of that, I guess. In round 1, it's the pitcher, catcher, and 1 fielder versus 1 hitter. In round 2, it's the pitcher and catcher versus 1 hitter, so they don't have a fielder. And then in round 3, it's the pitcher, catcher. Oh my God. Basically, it's like trying to put it into simple words.
You got it. You're doing great.
You're not playing an inning. You're just like there's 1 batter and like that's
boom,
it.
bam.
That's the tiebreaker.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Skadoosh.
It's more complicated than that, but we'll simplify it there. Okay, and then rule number 10, or difference number 10, I guess. Each team is allowed to challenge certain calls by the umpire. So both the offense or the defense at any time can challenge a call from the umpire.
Okay.
Challenged plays are reviewed by the broadcast team who relay their ruling to the umpire.
Interesting.
And then lastly, the golden batter rule. So one time during the game, a team may send any hitter in the lineup to bat in any spot. The goal of this rule is so that a team can have their best hitter hit when the game is on the line. Feels like a cheat code.
That does feel like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Bases loaded. All right, we're sending in Aaron Judge.
Right. So all of, I love what they're doing here with Banana Ball.
It's its own thing, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's marketing genius, first of all.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I really want to go to a game, but they're like sold out forever.
Yeah,
So
good luck with that one. That is
would Savannah be the closest one to us?
probably, but they've started doing that stadium series where like they go to actual stadiums and play. Like they played at
Mm.
Clemson.
Yeah. There's only 5 teams, which shocked me, but I would imagine that they're going to expand at some point,
I
right?
feel like, yeah, they'd
It's
have
too
to.
successful not to.
Especially like if you're a college baseball player and you're not going to be like a top draft pick in the MLB and
Yeah.
you're going to have to like farm through the minor leagues, or you can go here and do this
And
and,
like have silly fun.
yeah, you'll have to like do some dances, but like you're going to get an
You'll
actual
have to
paycheck.
do some dances. Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
the minors sucks. You're getting paid beans. You have to live with like a host family because that's what you do, and it's
So
not
you're getting
ideal.
paid beans. Do you think they get toast as well?
All right, with some tuna.
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 Anyway, one more thing that we have to do, Joshua. Who is our MVP of the week?
Mm. You want to
Have you
go
thought about
first?
yours?
I have. I'm ready.
By all means, go.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna do another duo here. I got two.
You
One.
keep cheating. This is not fair.
Well, so the first one, he had an up and down weekend, but Lewis Hamilton coming in and like finishing
Yeah,
top 10 today,
that's a good
that was
one.
solid.
That's a good one.
Could have, I mean, horrible weekend up until that point, and he could have very
Uh-huh.
easily just shut down and mailed it in
Yeah,
today and, moved on to the next weekend. But
yeah.
he went out there, raced his butt off, and finished in the points. So
Uh-huh.
give it to him. My second MVP of the week is going to be none other than Joey Chestnut. Because, I mean, just scarfing down banana dogs,
Okay.
that was incredible. So
Yeah,
cemented GOAT status right there. GOAT of all goats, Joey Chestnut. So
yeah.
there's my two.
Well, mine is whoever in the world came up with Banana Ball. That's mine. I don't know who it is, but that's my MVP of the week because they really made something special.
Yeah.
They gave the fans what they wanted.
He
A
was,
shorter game and silly dances.
yeah, by comparison as well, MLB added a pitch clock into the game, I think like 2 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago. And that brought the game down from like 4.5 hours to 3.5 hours. This is still nearly half that time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
love it.
I think he's.
Well, that's all we got for you this week.
I think the
What?
creator of Banana Ball is the dude that's dressed up almost like a banana on the sidelines. Like he's in a full yellow suit with a
The
yellow top
owner of
hat.
the
Yeah,
Savannah Bananas?
yeah. I think he's the guy. I think he's the
Sweet.
starter. Yeah,
Well, he's my MVP.
dude's killing it.
He's the guy.
He literally does all of his interviews in the yellow suit. Like he makes it very like you don't look at
So
that guy.
unserious.
You're not like you don't look at him and be like, hmm, yeah, he's in tech, like
He's in tech.
you know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
That guy's dressed like a banana. Well, we got news for you, buddy. He is owner of the banana ball.
He is the Banana Ball guy. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. It's been like an hour, so
Yep. Been fun. Been
and chitty
informative.
chatting. Hopefully, hopefully it was informative. Let me know. Let us know if we did a good job informing you,
Yeah.
or if you need clarification on anything, any of the Banana Ball rules. Um, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.